Welcome to this episode of the Golf Blabcast, brought to you by the team at Network and Golf. Good afternoon and welcome to Network and Golf Blabcast. I am Scott Gumbar. This is my co-host Colleen Ferrari-Bader. We are co-owners of Network and Golf. We're going to create the largest golf community in the world. Isn't that correct?
I love the sound of that, baby. We're on our way. This is awesome. That's right.
We're on our way.
I've never been part of a business, and I own Small Business USA, but I have never been part of a business that has such a pull. You know, most businesses you start and there's like, you have to push and push and push. We can't move fast enough with this program. And it's so exciting, right? I mean, that never happens.
We cannot. As a matter of fact, we get lots of people wanting to sign up, and we've got a long list of people ready to go. We're still looking for some people in some areas. And there she is. There's Cori. She's joining us now. We are here today to talk about why women need to learn golf. Colleen felt that it was and I feel the same way, but Colleen brought it up and felt that it was a relevant topic and one that needs to be addressed. So I invited Cori of Girls Golf of Phoenix. And Cori, if you just click on, I think it says call in, just click on that and we should be good to go. But as I was saying, some areas we're still looking for people to sign up. Definitely Phoenix area, which is where Cori is from, and Atlanta, Jacksonville. Those areas we're still looking for people to test out our system, and we should be launching soon, right?
And that's free, you guys. You get a year membership for free just for giving us a little feedback. We just need to make sure that our system can handle bringing it to the next level. Hey, Cori, nice to meet you.
Are you able to hear us? Looks like she's frozen.
Not yet. Everybody kind of does that first thing when they start, right? First time, they're like, let me get my volume. It's a little tricky.
I don't know. Cori's in Phoenix. She should be nice and warm. There shouldn't be any freezing there.
You're very punny. Very punny, Scott Gumbar. Well,
it's noontime here. I'm nice and awake now.
This is what makes the days go by so fast, is your sense of humor.
Well, thank you. I was actually trying to find the temperature here. Cori, if you want to just refresh your browser, hopefully you can hear me. We tested on Wednesday. She had no problem whatsoever, so we should be all set. Then again, my other person that I tested with on Wednesday, we had some problems with him today. So I don't know. Maybe there was an update to Blab.
Fridays are much smoother than Tuesdays on Blab, I think.
I think they do that to you on purpose. Well, it's 41 degrees.
I don't know if it's me. I've got nothing. Is it me? What is it?
It might be you. I don't know. But is that a Diet Coke, Colleen?
No, it's not. San Pellegrino, baby. Sparkling water, flavored water. It's 13% real fruit juice and the rest sparkling water. Love San. The only reason I don't like to drink it, it's got so many calories. It's good for you.
Well, you have to have.
Doesn't have all that.
Yes,
we can hear you now. How are you?
Oh no, you're cutting in and out on us.
I read it. You hear me now? Hi.
You're going in and out on us. So you're on your phone, obviously.
That's weird. Hi, guys. Happy Friday.
Oh, don't move the thing. It sounds great right there.
Right there. You have to hold it that way for the entire hour.
Oh, no. She held it too tight. Where'd you go?
She's still there. The video keeps cutting out. So she's obviously using her phone. So refreshing the browser won't work if it's an iPhone.
You really do have to have a solid connection. And it's tough to do Blab on a phone, I think. It's just you can't see everything that you can when you do it on a laptop or desktop.
That is true. So, Colleen,
I'm
why
gonna.
don't we start with you? Tell us
Okay.
why women need to learn golf.
I'm going to start with the story. And I think it was the first moment that I actually realized that I needed to learn golf and business. And I don't know how many women are listening. You're out there and you kind of, maybe Sheryl Sandberg disciple, and you're going after that leaning in piece at work or whatever it is. But very early on in my career, I realized that I was missing something really important, some connective piece when I started in business. And I know I'm going back a lot of years here, but it was this aha moment. I'll tell you a quick story while we're waiting. Hopefully it's quick, but I was doing pretty well in my career, and I got a new boss that stepped into role. And this man had never had a woman work for him before. It was, it was just one of these things. And the very first meeting I went to with him, I went to weigh in on a topic that had to do with logistics and kind of one of the manly more divisions of our company. And he looked at me, he stopped me midstream and said, "Hey, what do you know about logistics? I bet you never even broke a fingernail." And I was like, wow, this is pretty tough. He's pretty rough. So, the whole, we obviously didn't see eye to eye. And maybe it was 3 months later. For 3 months, this man tortured my team. He showed up when he knew I wasn't going to be there. He'd show up on my day off. He did all these things to really just kind of get under my skin. And obligingly, I wanted to protect my team. I was a hero. I showed up on my days off, and I was. Well, after a few months of him just berating me and my team, just being a complete male chauvinist, I stopped and I'm like, all right, I'm done with this. Something's got to change. So I happened to have a tea time. Friends of mine had wanted to golf, and they set up a tea time. And so I went and I said, you know what? This is it. I'm not adjusting my personal life for this guy anymore. So I put my golf clothes on. We all know, you got a whole different set of clothes for golf. Any good respecting woman knows you have an outfit for every event in sport. So I got my golf clothes on, and I showed up to meet him, and I knew he was going to be there. And I just looked at him and I said, you know what? You better hurry up and get this over with, because I have a tea time to meet. And he looked at me and he was like, what do you mean you have a tea time to meet? He goes, you golf? And at that moment, the whole world changed. And because I could now have a conversation with him, we could talk about golf. And there is this brotherhood amongst especially some of the older leaders in our community. So that was, that was 20 years ago. And I realized that I could very easily connect with the men in work, whether it was through sports or golf. And golf was a far more enjoyable way to do that. But hey, before I keep going, are you there? We got you, I think. Oh, no, not yet. But then I tell you, I don't know if anybody's heard of Kathy Black. Do you guys know who Kathy Black is?
I don't. Cori, can you hear us?
No, not yet, I don't think. So Kathy Black was the editor of Hearst Publishing, or CEO of Hearst Publishing for years. So one of the most powerful women in industry. And she said to me, in her book that she wrote, Basic Black, or Black Basic, I can't remember, she wrote, if you believe that you should be part of a meeting, invite yourself. And, that always resonated with me. And I'll tell you, over and over throughout the years, it's been really eye-opening. When I needed something done, if I invited a boss, somebody that I needed to influence out to golf, it was so much easier to accomplish that goal and make that happen. And I knew that if I had to sell them on my idea, whether it was a business, an idea, or whatever, spending 18 holes with someone made a huge difference. But I also recognized that by not golfing, and by people assuming that you didn't golf in that business world, you missed out on so many opportunities as a woman. So for me, it was that. Are you with us now? I can hear you typing. That's a good sign.
Hi, Cori. Can you hear us?
Hi, I can hear you guys.
We can
How
hear
are
you.
you?
So hi.
So, it's interesting in business. I found that if, all these things would happen unless I invited myself to the meeting. And sometimes that meeting is on the golf course. So for me, throughout my career, no matter how high I rose through a company, it was fascinating to see if I really wanted to get something done, it was on the golf course. And I see that in small business too. I remember one of my very first networking events when I started Small Business USA. It was at a country club. We, just happened to go to this event at a country club, and all the guys were getting together, figuring out how were they going to golf, and when were they going to get together. And it was that moment that I just sat back and said, I need to be a part of this here as well, and this is an important part of business. And over, we see it. If we can connect somebody on the golf course, business happens. And I think women, I remember the very first time, I'm just gabbing away, so stop me at any time, just kind of waiting for where to get set. But I think there's those, you see it, what is the statistic, 54% of business owners?
Yeah.
What is that? What is that statistic?
54%, hold on.
54% of business is done, or business people believe that the golf course is the best place to do business, right?
That's it.
And what I love about what we're doing is we're facilitating those relationships and making it happen without, you don't have to do any of that pre-work. So we're saving a lot of steps and time. But more importantly, we're giving you a reason to golf, right? So I think that's most important. But I think women, one, you have to invite yourself to the game. But two, invest in the time to learn, because nobody wants to play with a hacker. But know that even if you don't play well, I remember inviting myself to games when I didn't know, I didn't think I could keep up with them. I said, hey, listen, I want to invite you out to golf. I'm not the best golfer, but as long as you don't mind me picking up the ball once in a while and not keeping score, I love to be out there. And most people were pretty receptive to that. I got out there and business got done. But I think there's a reason. I think women, I don't know if we're afraid of it. We don't feel that we have the time for it, but there is so many pieces of the golf game that are just so good for us. For our if you golf with your husband, do you golf with your wife, Scott?
Yeah, no.
I got to tell you, to go out there for 3 or 4 hours.
It's not that I wouldn't want to. Let me clarify. It's not that I wouldn't want to. It's that she wouldn't want to. No, she's not a sports person at all.
Really? I got to tell you, you go out there for 3 or 4 hours. There's no cell phones. You can't scream and yell at each other, so there's no fighting, right? That decorum to keep on the golf course. It's the best place. You get fresh air. It's beautiful. I mean, is there any more place more beautiful than the ocean? I'm looking at the ocean, but than the golf course? Perfectly manicured,
Beach
no
right
litter,
now.
bar cart.
No. Oh
no, we lost her again. This is awful.
No, so yeah, my wife is not a sports person, so that would not happen. But I agree that, and especially today's world, you see these networking groups for women, specifically for women, all over the place. So why not be on the golf course? Why not?
Women, I think one of the challenges, women get afraid to golf with men.
I know.
And I don't know that men are always, and I have a few friends that are like, come on, Colleen, you really want to golf with us? And you know what, guys? I mean, don't throw yourself in there with a scratch golfer, but I think don't be afraid of it either. You're not going to get better unless you play up, but there is that. And that's why we have handicaps in networking golf, and why we help you golf with people who are at your same handicap or level, because it's more enjoyable to play with people who are at your same level instead of feeling like you're holding people back.
All right. Hi, Cori. Can you hear us? Hi.
Well, you look very pretty, if you can hear us. Love your shirt.
She's having some issues. I don't know. It went really smoothly when we tested earlier this week.
Isn't it funny when I tested people, I'm like, go to the exact same spot, use the exact same tool.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. Yeah. She's doing the exact same thing she was
Oh,
doing.
so crazy.
Oh.
Oh, so sorry that that's happening for you.
So are there numbers, are there statistics to the number of women in golf that play golf?
I saw that statistic a while back. I didn't pull it up, but it's almost like 20%, which I found pretty high, actually.
So
So you could,
20% of all golfers are women?
yeah, what's interesting in the country club level, Scott, that because men and women equally contribute to a household now. And so we're seeing country clubs really cater to women more often. There's more women golf leagues, but still men dominate the sport.
Hi,
I bet
Cori.
Cori would have some of
Hi,
the,
I think I got it. Like my fifth try. Like I'm trying my phone now. We tried the computer, I tried my iPad, I've restarted it. I think I'm here.
you sound
All
great.
right. Yeah, now you sound better.
Oh good. Hi, happy Friday.
How
Happy
are you?
Friday. Nice to meet you.
Nice. Nice to meet you guys. Thanks for having me on. Sorry that was such a weirdo. Yesterday we had a easy time, Scott, in our little trial.
Yes, we did.
So tell us about.
So I'm the director of the LPGA USGA Girls Golf in Phoenix. And there is almost 300 locations around the United States that do what I do. And I'm very lucky to get to run the Phoenix location. Every site is different. So somebody might have one outside the Phoenix area in their local town that might be run a little differently than mine. But I get to do year-round programming here, and I have about 220 active members that participate in my events, ages 3 to 17. And people can find one by them if they go to girlsgolf.org. So they can kind of see what they have in their local area. But here in Phoenix, that's what I do.
That's awesome. I love the energy from the PGA around and the LPGA about getting younger golfers and starting early. I think some of these things even like Scratch TV is so much fun, but the focus on kids has been tremendous. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, I think that there's a new boom of kids and it's super fun. And I think there's a lot of options out there for them to do, but golf is definitely a good one that they can keep with them for forever.
I think that's true. And it also teaches them, and you'll have more statistics, I'm sure, but I'm sure there's some qualities in life it teaches them, the integrity piece, the patience, right? Discipline, etiquette.
Yeah, most of the programs that if you do like a structured curriculum with a junior program, they're going to have like values and core values that they really focus on. The first tee has their 9 core values. And at girls golf, we have 5 E's that we really focus on. And that's exercise is one of them, actually, keeping the world fit and energize, engage, empower, and enrich. So kind of like if we can energize the girls in their lives, and those kind of go with the values that make people better people, the confidence and the honesty and the self-respect that come along with being a golfer, because it's an individual sport.
I was going to ask you about the 5 E's. You beat me to it.
I did.
You
I
read
said
my
that.
mind.
That's good. I know National will be proud of me for plugging those. So no, it's I love them. And this year I'm doing one event around each of them. So there'll be like a day that's all about engaging them. For example, what can we do to really engage them? How can I go above and beyond and think outside the box?
What would you tell a parent that's thinking about enrolling their kids in girls golf?
A lot of people are scared, they say, oh, she's not good enough yet, or she doesn't know about how to mark her ball, or she can't carry her clubs or anything like that. It's just like any other sport. When you wanted to learn, Scott, what sport did you play as a kid? Did you play golf?
I played baseball and football.
Okay. When you played football, did your dad say, stand right here, hold your arm like this, oh, turn the laces, pull your arm back, push it forward? No, he said throw it to me, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So everybody thinks in the game of golf that you have to put your feet here, stand here, hold it like this, put your club head here, and then now you can swing. No, how about you just hand them a club and let them try it?
I love it.
And give them opportunity to expose the game and get out there and just do it. And the more you do it and the better you get, then you'll start learning the rules and the etiquette and all the things that are, part of the game, but you have to start somewhere and just take them out to the driving range with you and just let them try and just give them an opportunity to see how they do without trying to think that there's all mechanicals involved.
I got to tell you, I love going to the driving range with my daughter. It is a blast. We laugh. We go all the way down to the end because there's something about 11-year-old girl who hits a golf ball that is funny. I have no idea why. And there's more and more courses, don't you think, that are geared towards family? I know we have a lot of courses by us that are just 9 holes, really easy, and they're I want to say family branded almost. You see more and more of those, two in particular. They're known for having families on there. If you want to go through and have a serious game of golf, just don't go there because, you have to, and it's fun. It makes it a little more fun and less intimidating. You did say something. Go ahead.
That can stand for all ages. Even if it's one of my friends that's in their 30s and they've never golfed before, that's somewhere that they can go to because someone's not going to expect them to know all the rules and etiquette. And I love those facilities. And some people have a hard time with them if they really know about the game of golf, but we need both sides of it,
That's very true. If we want the game of golf to grow, and let's face it, in the United States right now, it's not. Then you need to address the amateur levels. You need to address the novices. Otherwise, you won't get people to come to play golf. I coach baseball similar to what you do, and I coach the 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. You're right. It's the same thing. They don't know how to hold the bat. They don't know the proper stance. Most of them don't even know to run the first after they hit the ball because I got to tell you, half of my team ran the third. And it's fun.
Oh, there's so many you take for granted, right? Yeah. When that you have to teach them.
Exactly.
And I do love the ballerinas out in the outfield. It's inevitable when you see a little league game.
I got to tell you, girls are much more focused on baseball than boys are. The boys are the ones after the second or third inning, forget it, I lost them. The girls, they're still in it every time.
That is awesome. So you said something really interesting to me, Cori. You said that they're not ready. They can't do that. And it's, there was a piece of, you have to be good enough before you get out there that the parents have in their mind. And when I think about the women that I meet and that want to get out there and golfing as women, as grown-ups, they're really intimidated to golf for business because they're not good enough. So I'd love to hear your take on that.
I think it's okay to tell the people that you're with that you're newer to the game and you might need help or maybe do a 10 pickup rule and be just, don't stress yourself out over it. If you're with people that are willing to allow you to play with them as a new golfer, one of the tricks I tell a lot of my dads, and even the ladies could use this too, is let someone you're playing with more experienced, the friend you're with or whatever, hit the drive, and then you go from there and you finish out the hole from there. So that's kind of a fun little tip I tell the dads when they take their girls out. You hit the drive and then let her start with you wherever your drive went.
Or best ball. I love best ball. When you go, I'll bring my girlfriend and I will go with our kids and we'll play best ball, and the kids love it because it's always the best shot. Everybody has the next chance to do better than the other person, so they stay competitive. And we spare the golfers behind us.
That's actually a scramble. Best ball means you play the entire hole. You take the best.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Fun one too. Yeah.
Wrong word.
Weird. Who came up with that? Some Scottish man, I'm sure.
I love it though. That's my favorite. I love tournaments like that. That is my absolute favorite.
I do some really fun formats with the girls that keep them engaged. And, they have a partner one, and I'm doing a sweetheart one in February where they take alternate shots with usually it's their dad, but they can be grandpa or a mom or someone else, a sweetheart that they get to play with. So that's always a fun one. The girls like that because it kind of takes the pressure off.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're in the business of teaching people to golf, albeit children, right? But I think when women especially go, and it is a daunting task to say, I'm going to take the time to learn this sport, which is so daunting, and it feels so big and complicated if you've never been out there. And I don't know about you, but I will never forget the first time I was on a golf course and what a disaster I was. I thought, I am never going to hit this ball straight. So what advice would you give for a new golfer to make it easier for them?
I think it's just like anything in life. The more you do something, the better you get. And you have to forgive yourself in the beginning if you don't know all the answers or you're not the best at it. There's a learning curve for everything, and we're all constantly learning. Even the best of the best is still learning about their game, and it changes, and the courses change and whatnot. So just, laugh at yourself and don't take it so seriously. Have fun with it, and know that the next time you go out, you could be even better.
It's great advice. Scott was asking while you were kind of having some technical difficulties, he was talking about how many women are out, how many women golfers are there? And I could not remember the specific percent. Do you recall?
Oh, I'm not so good with percentages. Oh, let's hope there's a lot.
Yeah. I think I read it was somewhere around 20%, which I thought was higher. I thought it was going to be more like 10 or 12%. But yeah, I think if you're a woman and you really want to golf for business and really want to network your business, sell on the golf course, infiltrate the boys club in your company, start by joining a women's league at a club near you, because they're fun and you meet fantastic women and it's simple. And a lot of times they meet at night and they're only 9 holes because women tend to be busier.
That's what I was going to say. Here in the Valley in Phoenix, we're so lucky. We have so many choices, and the girls can do a little wine and 9, or there's, networking groups that have little 9-hole groups, and those are laid back and fun, and they're going to expect newer golfers, and they're usually at shorter courses because they're trying to do it at, 5 o'clock at night, and they need, a couple hours of daylight. So it's definitely, a growing game and business for sure. My dad was always so excited because he was like, no matter what, if you don't work in golf, it'll be a part of you, and you can go out with the CEO at lunch, and you can go, you can go out in college, and it was going to be a part of my life no matter what.
Yeah. I just remember when I was in the corporate America world, how many times people would, I'd hear about these 4 of my colleagues that would go out golfing, and it was amazing how much I missed out on by not being at that game. I mean, so much happens so much happens in 18. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. I love the name of your company, the Network in Golf, because it's such a good tool to have a field to network.
Hey, I am doing a survey, and Scott hates when I do this stuff, but I'm doing a survey. Do you know the significance of the number 54?
No. A record for
golf? You're close, but nobody's ever made it. So the lowest score that you could the lowest score that you can get on 18 holes is 54. So that would be double bogeying your par 5s, right? And but there's only been 4 recorded games of 55 as the lowest. But it is interesting because it's 54 signifies the perfect game. And I've been testing that number with a lot of people, and not too many people know what that is, even in the golf world. So I don't know. Do we create a revolution and start telling people what 54 is, or do we, what do we do with that information?
I don't know. I like setting goals that are attainable. So
yeah, this girl isn't seeing 54 anytime soon.
Yes.
I'm pretty happy with 84, I have to say.
Yeah. I'd be happy with 84 too.
That's awesome. How did you get into this, Cori?
I was going to ask, what's your background? Tell us your story.
So I actually grew up as a player in the Girls Golf of Phoenix program. It was the first program I started playing in. I went golfing with my dad, and I was sitting in the cart and getting a Snickers from the cart girl. And, I said, Dad, can I try this? And he said, really? And I said, let's do this. And then someone told us about girls golf, and I started doing lessons and tournaments. And then I played in college. I went to a small private school in Florida called Flagler College. I played golf there from Arizona, and then couldn't wait to come back to Arizona. I've done internships with the First Tee of Phoenix. I was a national trainer for them. I've worked for the Junior Golf Association of Arizona here as a state organization. I worked for the Southwest Section PGA. And then I left golf and I said, this is enough. I'm burned out. I will always be a player, but I can't do this anymore. And then the world came back to me and I was offered an opportunity to take over the program here in Phoenix from someone who had been doing it for almost 20 years. So a door opened for me and I never thought that I could be here. I never thought that an opportunity could fit me even better. And I've been in my role for 2 years now, and it is my life. It is my passion. I love it so much. Actually, I just got a new car. I'm so excited. I'm going to have a hot pink wrapped wagon car for my tournament.
Come on. That's awesome.
You have to send us a picture of
My
that.
board, for sure. My board is like, are you sure you want this to be like Cori's car? Like, you want to drive this every day? And I'm like, yeah. I have 3 daughters. I go to elementary school. I go to Walmart and I go to dance class. And I'm like, I got to have my billboard with me so that I can talk about girls golf. So I'm so excited. It's a new project in the
That
works.
is
So
awesome. What are your girls? How old are your girls?
2, 5, and 7.
Oh, so they think it's cool
gal.
still, the rap, right? You
Oh,
probably got
they're
about like 2 or 3 years left. Just wait.
Do they
They're
golf?
like I'm like the ice cream man.
Are they golfers as well? Are you teaching them?
My 5-year-old is interested in the game, and it's so funny. So she plays in my itty bitty division that plays one hole from about 150 yards, and they're out there for about an hour. Let me just tell you. So, they get anywhere from like 5 strokes to 25 strokes, like on this one hole, right?
Oh
so
God.
she always says, can I play this weekend? And I say yes. And she goes, Mom, is there water on that hole? Because I don't want to lose my ball. And I'm like, no, there's no water on that one. So goes water on it, she can play. So she's it's important to her. But I don't want to push her. She said no already, like I don't want to go. So if she wants to go, she can go. But I don't force them to do anything.
Well, that's so smart, right? Anytime you force your kids to do something, it just completely feels like it backfires on you. At least in my case, it does.
Oh, for sure. Well, I can't wait for the day
my
when they're
little
with me.
thing is stuck on there. Oh, look at all this. Look at all the accolades I'm giving. Maybe if I give some to Scott. Oh, it's not. Oh my God, it's so funny. Look it's not stopping. Holy cow.
Is that your Mac?
No.
Little high fives.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I gave a lot of love.
So at what age do you start teaching girls to golf?
You know, the Girls Golf of Phoenix is very lucky here, and we start our tournaments at age 3. Most of our clinic programs don't start till age 5. So if their parents or their family has exposed them to golf, they can start coming and play in tournaments. But most of the girls golf across the country start at around age 7.
Help me understand, is this a nonprofit? Is it funded by the LPGA, or it's a nonprofit arm of the LPGA?
Both, yes. Yes, both. All the sites that are Girls Golf, part of the Girls Golf National, receive funding from the LPGA Foundation, depending on how many members they have and how many events they have. But all of the sites are run independently. Some of them are nonprofits. Some of them are part of other nonprofits. But every site is different. I am so lucky that this is my full-time job, but there's not that many girls golf sites that gets to be the case. Right. Most of them run the first tee, or they're the pro at a course, and then they hold girls golf activities.
Oh, really? Interesting. Well, I would love, if you're interested. So Small Business USA is involved with this website, Generating Winners, and it's a website for parents of teenagers. So it's generatingwinners.com. It's kind of more of a philanthropic arm of our company, if nothing else, but we bring together these amazing advisors. But there's this section on wellness that I would love if you had a blog or something that you would want to post on there about, what golf can do for your girls. I think that would be so fun to post it and maybe get you a little exposure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah, I have a little blog, like a director notes page on my website. My website is girlsgolfoffphoenix.org.
Mm-hmm.
And
you writing it still?
it's kind of,
I have it.
I have full of little articles to my parents and stuff like that right now. And I don't do too much other blogging, but I would love to write something for you.
That would be great. I think parents are always like, so for me, and I'll just use my example. That's what I'm an open book. You want to know anything about like my bad parenting, I'll share. But, my daughter, she is the most undisciplined child I have ever met in my life. I mean, every single year her teachers will say, what could your daughter accomplish if she actually tried? She's a smart kid, but she just has no focus. And she's not ADD, so we have no excuse. But so we got her involved in horseback riding, and she loves it so much, but it forces her to focus. And I think golf does that same thing. It really makes you focus on yourself, your body, your position. If you're not focused on that little ball, you're not going to be successful. And so for me, where horseback riding has really changed my daughter, I think that parents have to go and find that thing to help their children find some of these important skills that they're just lacking. And my daughter's happens to be disciplined, but I'm sure that girls golf, there's so many reasons why you should sign your child up for it. Teamwork, camaraderie, everything.
You have to rely on yourself, right? There's nobody else to back you up.
Well, I think what I love the most about golf is there's a different level of respect. I was talking to a country club yesterday, as a matter of fact, a manager of a country club. And he said to me, you know what, Colleen, if somebody comes to our course from Networking Golf and they're just throwing their shoes on the ground and they're wearing ratty old clothes and they're dirty or they're swearing, he goes, we're not going to want Networking Golf involved with our country club. And I'm like, you know what? It's interesting because there is a certain decorum. There's a certain way of carrying yourself. And I don't want to say that girls golf is a finishing school, but the etiquette piece is an important piece, I think, for people to understand. And golf has great etiquette. I think that's, one of those pieces that it's known for.
I love calling it that. I'm going to call it
that. It's another avenue to recruit. Way more fun than finishing school, trust me.
Do those even still exist?
Oh, yeah.
Do they? I don't.
They do.
I would never, ever consider sending my kids there.
I'm sorry, Cori, you got cut off.
It's called therapy now.
Oh. That's what my wife does. Maybe that's why she doesn't want to golf or have anything to do with sports.
It is pretty therapeutic to just shut off and golf for a few hours. It is a gift that you give yourself.
I have a dad in my program, and his daughter's in my program. She's 14, I think, and he says that he loves that she loves golf because it is the only time that he ever has her full attention when they go golfing, because she's always on her phone, always on her iPad, and so that's their time, and that's when he has her full attention, and he knows that they can talk. I
love that. They always say with children that if you really want them to talk to you, put them in a car, and it's because they don't have to look at you when they don't have to have eye contact, and you're focused on something else, so they can have these conversations with you that are a little more intimate or tough. There's your second selling point for girls golf. Quality time with your kids. Yeah, love it.
For sure.
Hey, and you know what? If you want to practice in a non-intimidating, ladies, if you want to practice in a non-intimidating setting, bring your kids. They're going to love watching you screw up, right? But, it's a great way to get out there and have time with your family that's uninterrupted. That's a great call. I love that, Cori.
Well, you asked Scott earlier golf with his wife, and I love when families golf together. But my spouse, my ex-husband and my fiance now, they never golf. And I think it's a good thing, though, because I don't really want to be there on my day off because I'm always at the golf course. So I wish it was part of my life more, and it is now. So that with my kids, enough.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I was sharing this the other night. The very first time I golfed was with my ex. And I got up to the tee. We had gone to the driving range first, but then we got out on the course. Before I even walked up to the tee, he started telling me what I was doing wrong. And I'm like, I have not even picked up the club. I haven't even put it in my hand yet, and you're giving me advice. At least wait and see what I do wrong before you tell me what to fix, right? And I mean, that relationship was very short-lived after that. All right, Scott, what's on your mind?
No, I lost the connection there for half a second, but that's okay. I'm back. We still have not answered the question, though, why women need to learn to golf.
You know, do you want to take it first, Cori? Because I get a little too passionate.
Sure. I think a lot of the same things that I tell the girls and the families that want to join girls golf. You know, golf is a sport that you can do forever. We've covered a couple things. It can be therapy, it can be networking, it can be an opportunity for you to build business. But more importantly, it's something for you, for yourself. You're not relying on anybody else. It's something for you to do to help your fitness, your coordination, get you outside. If you can catch some good weather and some sunshine. And I think most importantly, it's something that you can do forever and something that you can do with your family.
That's true. You can't play football when you're 70, for sure.
Yeah, that is true. You know, I think you summed it up for us. I think there is so much. We talk so much about taking care of ourselves and wellness, and put that air mask on yourself first as a mom, as a woman. And I think that's a big piece of it. Golf allows you to slow down and de-stress and just enjoy the game and focus on something, just like meditation. I mean, meditation is all about removing all of the other thoughts and just concentrating on your breath or on nothing. And I think golf gives you that opportunity to just also relax and focus on things that besides work from a wellness perspective and a vitamin D perspective, which nobody gets enough of. It's very valuable. Mm-hmm. But I would also add, as you said, for business, I think women, if 54% of business leaders, business owners and business leaders prefer to do business on the golf course than anywhere else, especially, I think about our small business owners with Small Business USA. You know what? Don't be afraid. Get out there because you're missing some really great opportunities to build your business and also get some great feedback about your business. Something happens when you're together for that long of a period. And, you're going to show a little bit of the things you struggle with, some insecurities, vulnerabilities, but you're also you're just building great relationships that are going to help your business forward. And I think you have to take advantage of it and not say, I can do it another way. And I'm going to give you a good equation, I think, when I think about it. So let's say the average, it takes you 4 hours on the golf course for 18 holes. If you think about...
On a good...
What was that?
On a good day.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it never took me 4 hours.
So, but let's think about how you normally build a relationship and get to the point of a sale. It starts with first meeting somebody at a network meeting. So that's an hour, right? Minimally. An hour, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe with travel time. Then you go, you make a phone call to them, another 15 minutes, half an hour. Then you go and have coffee with them. There's another hour to an hour and a half out of your day. And then still the relationship really, because it's all about the pitch and it's all about selling and business. It doesn't have the opportunity, like when you're in golf for 4 hours in isolated moments of time, it's easy to keep it about business. But when you have 4 hours of straight time, that you can't just talk about business for 4 hours. You have to get to know each other. And it's personal relationships that really make a difference for you. So I think if you're going to go out there and you're going to go invest time in the networking event, the coffee, the phone calls, the email, drip campaigns, all that, you could, and not to sell, networking golf. I'd be silly to not to, though, but you can open your email, find somebody to golf with, go out there for 4 hours, and transcend all the rest of that stuff that I don't want to say wasted your time on, but you can get where you want to go faster because you're spending real quality time with people. Did I answer your question, Scott? You want me to just, me, I can just keep going.
Colleen will call me up later and continue to answer it. So Cori, what are some of your success stories?
You mean as far as like members that
Yeah.
I've seen?
Yep.
Or
Well, first of all, how long have you been how long have you been in your current role?
2 years.
2 years.
So
Okay.
I've been the director of golf for 2 years. I've been involved in junior golf for about 10 years. And, here in the Phoenix area, we're so lucky to have tons of kids involved in our programming out here. Hannah O'Sullivan is a Phoenix, Arizona well-known golfer playing now as an amateur nationally, making cuts and being invited to things. She was the Rolex Player of the Year, and she's from here, and she was involved in girls golf when she was younger. But as a junior player, I even have some friends that grew up with me. I grew up playing, not to name drop, but I love her dearly, with Cheyenne Woods, and she comes back and gives back to girls golf very frequently. She came out to a girls golf day. She is super involved and gives back, and her character is just amazing. Both Hannah and her, super sweet girls, and you can tell that the core of golf and those values we were talking about earlier, that they're inside of them, and that's how they live.
And so you get a lot of a lot of women that come back and give back either time or money or, whatever it may be.
Oh yeah. It's all about reaching out to your network, right? I think it's all about who you know and helping each other out, and especially women, building those team of women that can come back and help each other, and how can you help one another in your industries.
That's awesome.
I have a tournament every year where I bring back alumni and they play with the girls, and I love that one. It's one of my favorite. All ages, college players to 40-year-olds come back and play with the girls.
That is awesome. I love the generations too, because it gives these young kids, like I watch my daughter, she plays lacrosse, and they bring like the college kids in to come and teach them new drills. The coach could say anything they want, but these college girls show up with their sticks, and you would think you're looking at the New York Yankees. I mean, it's just like, oh, Mom, did you see that? Did you see how well she did that? And it's just, she just like gloms on, and she's asking them questions, and what's college like? What's it to play? And I think it gives them something to aspire to, too. I think it helps them see where they can go, Can you guys hear my squeaky
Definitely.
chair? It is so annoying. You can hear it?
You need some WD-40.
Oh my God, it's so bad. I keep hitting mute because this thing is like, whoa. Sorry. I'm not going to.
No, neither am I. Yeah, see, we're all moving now because we're all subconsciously thinking about it now. Yeah. So what advice, one piece of advice would you give to a woman or a girl who wanted to get into golf? Just one advice, one important piece.
Just do it. Just try it.
Oh, Nike's going to be beating down our doors now.
I think that's great advice. Fear is a one-sided fence. Go jump over it.
Is that a doorism?
No, I don't know who said that, actually. Somebody very, very smart, apparently.
Smarter than all of us. All right. So, do you, and is it busy? I mean, it's Phoenix, so it's warm all year round. Unlike us, is it busy all year round for you, or?
Oh yeah, we have something, especially in the Phoenix area with all the different groups. There's something the kids can do every weekend, even during school. But I have about 30 events a year for the girls, just in my Phoenix program.
That's awesome. That's really.
Yeah.
Cori, it is such a pleasure meeting you. How can we help you? I mean, girls golf sounds like an amazing program. I love it. I think it's so awesome. How can we help you?
I had somebody come up to me and say, and they're in the golf world, and they said, 2 years ago, I never even heard of you. And this program's been around for 25 years. And I said, well, I think that's the most important thing. It's about building your network and getting out there. And everybody knows a child, and everybody knows someone who might have a girl or someone that might be interested in the game of golf, or it might just be something that they want to help with. So I think it's just about connecting people in the network, and even here in Phoenix. Like I was telling you earlier, it's bigger than me. It's everywhere. And so if you just search for girls golf in your city, you know, whether you're in Portland or whether you're in Houston or whether you're in, you know, um, wherever you are, search for girls golf and see if there's somewhere by you that you can get involved with and connect people that might be interested in growing
That's
the game.
awesome. Thank you.
I have three girls, but one is 20. She's not, you know, she might take it up as a hobby, but one is 10. We'll see. And then the other one is about to turn 2. That's the one with the potential. But my son wants to play golf, so we'll see. He's 5. Let's see.
Do you have junior organizations close to you that you can get involved with?
I'm sure there are, but the problem is in Connecticut, you can't golf all year round in Connecticut. Well, not outside. There's some indoor places, but you know, you're lucky if we get 7 months up here. So we'll see what happens when spring rolls around.
It's awesome.
Well, there's still golf out of Connecticut, so I'm sure they figure it out somehow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nobody ever really stops golfing. Whatever. My girlfriend had something for her husband at this. It was kind of like a really nice restaurant attached to an OTB type of thing. I don't know if you've ever been there by Bradley, by the airport, Scott. I can't. Vinny.
I know. Yeah.
But they have this room, and it's like simulation golf, and it's like you rent this room, and it is so cool. And I'm like, this is really nice, with like leather seating areas and beautiful. I think we ended up there for like we should have just gone played 18 holes because we were there playing all day, and it was interesting because they said the room is booked all the time. So we need more of those places up in Connecticut for sure. But
we have lots here. The kids love the indoor golf, especially in the summer when it's super hot. I did a lock-in one time with the girls with a little indoor golf, and we did, little challenges, and we played 9 holes and things like that. So you guys definitely. I'm sure they exist.
Yeah, they are. They are for sure.
There's 3. Oh, there's 4 in Connecticut. Girls golf. So there's 1, 2 of them are near me.
So everyone look it up. I mean, it sounds fantastic. So let's look it up and make sure that we get our girls out there and get them golfing. And there's so many benefits to it. And we'll definitely shout your message.
Yes, benefits, health and discipline, focus, a lot of benefits, and it's not really everybody that goes golfing in the next few days is going to yell at me, but it doesn't take a big toll on your body really. You're sore after sometimes, but it's not like you're running for 5 hours either, because then you're really hurting. There's that a friend of Colleen's that ran, was it 100 miles did he run? He's like 60 years old.
It's amazing, isn't it? He does these 100-mile like ultra marathons. Just absolutely insane.
It's got to take a toll on you.
Not for me.
No.
All right. Should we wrap this up?
Yes. So tell everybody how they can find you again, Cori.
My personal website is girlsgolfoffphoenix.org. O-R-G. We're a nonprofit, so the organization side. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search for hashtag Girls Golf of Phoenix. Or if you're part of something greater than Phoenix and you want to be somewhere else, you can just go to girlsgolf.org and find a location near you.
Awesome.
Cori, thank you so much. And please reach out if we would love to publish something that you've written on generating winners. My email is Colleen@smallbusinessus.com. So feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help promote what you're doing, and I think it would be great. It gets a lot of publicity. It's really focused towards parents of teenagers, but I think what you're doing is fabulous, and we can pull more attention your way. It's worth it. So thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Well,
Scott, thanks for putting this together today.
No problem. So we will be back on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. But we do have a nationwide audience. So if you want to come on live, it's, change your time zone. So we're 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, noon Eastern on Fridays. We will be talking more golf then. And if you have questions about what networking golf is, just go to networkandgolf.com and read about it, and you can sign up to test our platform, which should be launching this month. And until Wednesday, thank you again, Cori. Thank you for coming on. We will talk some more for sure.
All right.
Thanks, Colleen.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.